Hey everyone, welcome to Get Ready With Me, Louise. I'm excited because I've been playing with a lot of Pat McGrath lately. So I'm kind of excited to mix it up a little bit. Not that I don't love that formula, because I do, absolutely do. But I also love Sigma's formula. And I'm going to play with the Cinderella palette. I was going to do the new mod because it is a newer palette, but I'm not. You know, if I can show you a new palette, fine, but I mean, it's not that new, you know what I mean? But the Cinderella one is a limited edition one, and I don't, they brought it back once. I don't know if they're going to continue to keep it. And I was that one that was like, do I need it? And I watched a lot of reviews on it. I did. And the color story, like, I really thought on this one, which isn't necessarily like me at all, because I don't think on anything. I just buy if I want it. Not necessarily if it's new. It's just gotta be something that I personally want, and I'll buy it. But this one I did want, but then I thought, but do I need it? And I thought, no, I don't need it, right? So I went about my thing, and then I watched reviews on it, and of course it's the same good Sigma formula, which I kind of knew that, It was more the color story that I was watching creators create looks with that was intriguing me. Now, I went a different route kind of with this palette, because generally I used 4 of these shades today. And these are the 4 that I necessarily wouldn't have used. You know what I mean? Usually I wouldn't. But I was trying to step outside the box, because I kind of know what the other shades would do, you know what I mean? Because I've seen looks with those ones. But these 4 I haven't seen as many looks with, so what I'm going to do is show you the 4 I'm going to use. First, let me show you the palette. Look at that. I mean, again, you got neutrals, but yet you got colors, but they're not too in your face, you know what I mean? They're bold, don't get me wrong there, but they're not like in your face. But it's the shimmer metallics that's got me. That's what sold me on this palette, okay? Well, what I done was use this one, and then the 2 below these 2. So kind of like a turquoise, blue, green type of look in a sense. And, because to me, when I think of Cinderella, I think of blue, to be honest with you. So I kind of wanted to go that route. But at the same time, those purples kind of got me, and even the neutrals kind of got me. I was like, maybe I do want to do that, But I didn't. I decided to go outside my box, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first shade I'm going to go into is Courtyard. I will say, with the gold backing, trying to see the names of these are not the easiest. I'm going to use my Sigma brushes, so I'm going to go in with the E27 first. Actually, let me make sure. I don't have... I'm just using my setting brush that I did, just to make sure there's nothing there. I don't think there is, though. Alright. And like I said, these are not colors. Blues are not... Blues, greens, these aren't colors I usually go for. But I am trying. Honestly, I'm trying different colors to really give myself a chance with the colors to see if they could work for me. You know what I mean? Like, if it could grow on me. That way, future purchases will be made easy, I think. Or somewhat easy anyway, you know what I mean? At least, that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it, type of thing. Which, in all honesty, I also know me, and whether the color story's for me or not. If it's pretty and shiny, I'm probably going to get it, so... Like, I know that about me. I need to not know that about me. I need to not do that, you know, but it kind of, I know that, you know, but what can you do? I mean, I know what I could do, not do it. I get that, but at the same time, I think I've gotten better. But I'm that type of person. Like, I go, if I like something, it's like I go hot and heavy on something, and then realize maybe I shouldn't have done that, you know? I do that a lot with everything. Like, I'm not a slow and steady type of person. If I like it, like, I'm all in or nothing. I don't know why. Again, no middle ground. It's a flaw. But I feel like it's a purpose too. To show not to do that. And why you shouldn't do that. And how it can affect you. And if I can, you know, stop just one person from doing that, then, you know, I feel like I did well. Or if I can help one person choose the right palette for them instead of buying every palette, you know what I mean? And maybe regretting the purchase. Okay, so that's that shade. I think it went on pretty well. It blended out nicely. I don't see any patchiness. Yeah. So, I do like that shade. Let's go ahead and take that same shade and just run it under the lower lash line. And I'm going to use it E20 by Sigma. And in all honesty, brush-wise also, I like Sigma's brushes. I would suggest to, you know, get them on sale. But I would suggest that with everything. But sometimes, you know, I do understand that you can't wait on certain things because limited edition or just limited stock of it, and it'll be, you know, if you don't want to wait on it, like, I do understand. But I also understand the debt that I got well, I don't have debt, but I understand the amount of money I've also spent on stuff. But at the same time, I also now know what I like and don't like. So, I mean, I have my ups and downs with it. Alright, the next shade is Hopeful. And this is a dark color, so me and darks don't get along, as everybody probably well knows. So if I was you, again, anything dark colored, I'd always start out slow and build up. Because you can take away, or you can't take away as easy as you can just keep adding, you know? And I'm not a patient person, so I do understand the wanting to just go in. But I also know now it never turns out good when I do that. And trust me, take that from experience. Every time I go in, you know, with a bunch, of shadow from a darker shade, it never turns out well. And with good reason. I'm not a makeup artist, you know. So I do not know how to fix, you know, stuff once a mistake has occurred. And with me, mistakes can occur real quick and easy. So with me, I find that it's much better to work slow, work in sections, and build up the color. And I know that's a pain, because I'll be the first to admit it. But I also know it's really the easiest. Plus you learn, because you're taking the time to actually look at what you're doing, not just going in hot and heavy, and you get to see what the shadow will do, you know what I mean? And if you can manipulate it and whatnot. But it also depends on what you want to do. It's just what I find easiest for me. But I'm also not the best at blending at all. I'm going back into that first shade, and I don't have the patience for it either. I try, but it doesn't necessarily work out like that all the time, you know? It's not from lack of trying, no. Okay. Then I'm going to take that same shade, and I'm going to take, let's see, with that shade, what was that? Hopeful. I used it on the E42. It's the Precision Firm Blender. I really like this brush a lot. This one and this one, the E27, especially if you got hooded eyes. Love that brush. Anyway, I'm going to take Hopeful on a E65 and run it right up on that lash line on the bottom. Then go back into that shade, Courtyard, that first shade, and blend that out with that shade. Which actually right here is a prime example. I use too much of that second shade on that angle liner. I'm gonna have to darken up this under right here. To match that line over here now. Lucky me. And that's the one thing about doing one eye at a time. but sorry. Alright. Then I'm going to use an E56, and I'm going to pick up the shade Sweet Nightingale. Now this is one of those shades though that I did initially like fall in love with when I seen it, and I'm going to put it all over my lid because and I was going to purchase it then and there, but I waited because I really feel like this is such a pretty spring color. And I'm not wetting it or anything. I just really think this is just like a different tone than I've seen. Like, I don't believe I have this particular tone in my collection. Again, I'm sure I could come across something like it, but not this particular tone. And there's actually 2 more in here that intrigue me. That one, Fantasy, and Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. But I think I just like to say Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. Alrighty. And then for my waterline, or no, wait, inner corner, I put the shade One of a Kind, which I actually like too, which this shade I kind of do have, you know, in other palettes, don't get me wrong. It's a light silver shade. It looks darker in the pan. Now I could probably build it up, right? But when you put a small, just a little bit, you know, it looks like it's more of a wet shade. Like, it just makes your eyes look wet right there than it does like silver. But it's just really pretty. But obviously, after playing with my Pat McGrath, you know, when it comes to silvers and golds, she's kind of got that wrapped up, sealed with a bow tightly, you know what I mean? Alright. So, okay, what was I going to say? Oh, for my waterline, I use the ColourPop. Why can't things be bigger? Icebreaker. I'm gonna have to buy a magnifying glass. My eyes just keep getting worse and worse. So, and I also bought one of the Sigma oils. Y'all, let me tell you. Those things are shiny. And they actually last a pretty good time on your lips. Like, as long as you're not doing, like, eating or anything. But, like, if you're just like drinking through the day, like from a straw, like I put it on and I drank 2 bottles of water from a straw, and I would say it was probably about 4 hours that I ate, and then I realized like the shine was gone, but they still felt hydrated, and I only applied it that, you know, that one time. But I do like that so far. I'm going to keep playing with it though. Oh, this is the Milk Makeup Mascara. Rise Mascara in a trial size. I got it as a freebie from my Sephora order. And so far I don't mind it. And I say that as in I've used it twice. So, you know. It doesn't flake or transfer through the day or anything. Like, I don't find it like doing something like Holy Grail, but it's not bad at the same time either. But you can already see that. And I guess I say this stuff so that, like, A, you're seeing how it applies and what it does anyway, but again, user error is always a possibility. So, like, if you wanted to give it a try, go for it. If you don't, you're not missing anything type of thing when I say stuff like that. Because if it's going to be something that I think is going to be disappointing or hard to use for a beginner, then I'm going to tell you. And sometimes I will base it off of price point, but most of the time I don't base it off of price point because, you know, everybody's got their different price points. And I also let you know ahead of time if, you know, like, I like something a lot. Sort of like the Pat McGrath, Natasha Denona, Tom Ford, Charlotte Tilbury. Like, I like those brands. But at the same time, if there's something I try and I don't like it, I'm going to tell you. But that's not going to stop me from... It's not going to stop me from purchasing. You know what I mean? Because we all know Tom Ford has been having hits and misses on his eyeshadow palettes. But there's also been ones that I have liked, so, or ones that people have said were misses, but I liked. And maybe not due to the, you know, like, they may not have liked it because it was the same color story or something, you know? When I like a neutral color story. And I'm trying to find the best of the best. And I think that I've almost got it, to be honest with you. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to, you know, keep purchasing either, because I am. But I have, especially like with eyeshadows, like, I think I found, like, when it comes to neutrals, which ones I like. When it comes to colors, which ones I like. When it comes to just having fun, in a sense of, I don't really know what I want to do, but, you know, what I gravitate to, I can kind of pick out of my collection which ones I pull from. So I am liking that aspect of it, of going back and playing with my collection, because I'm now learning what I like and don't like. So, but this is the final look using the Cinderella palette from the shades I really didn't think I'd try, but I did. So go figure there. Maybe I like blue and green turquoise colors more than I thought. I don't know. But again, this is the color story. Let me show it to you. because they still have this on their website. So if you're still interested in it, it is still there. I don't know how much longer it'll be there. And I am curious to play, like, I do want to play the other shades. I'm sure, again, the formula is the same as always. Good formula. The only thing I could say with this, and actually the brush in here is nice too. I forgot about that. So you do get a really good brush in these palettes too. The only thing is that you have to purchase it from Sigma online. I really would like to see them get into some store. I believe they were in Target, maybe. Am I right on that? I feel like I am, but then I'm like, no, that's not right. I don't know. I feel like they were in a store, but not their whole, like, the smaller ones. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Maybe I'm thinking of Makeup Geek. I know Makeup Geek did go into Target, and of course now they're gone. So sad. Because that would be palettes. Definitely shades to get if you're a beginner. But they're no longer around. But even as a beginner, you really can't go wrong with Sigma. So, you know, if you go on their website and you find a palette that is your color story, most likely you're not gonna be disappointed in it. So I have them all but the little 9 pans. I didn't buy any of the 9 pans. I have thought about it, but every time I do, I'm like, but that kind of in this one, you know what I mean? It's like, but that there's kind of, you know, in this story. Yes, it's more compact and stuff, but, you know. So anyway, I'll stop rambling and I will let you go. Tomorrow, I think, I don't know what I think tomorrow. I may do the new mod by Sigma, but I may go ahead and finish up the last couple of Pat McGrath. I know of one 6-pan palette I have to do. Oh, the 2 Bridgerton. I haven't decided on that yet. I have to figure that one out yet. But depending on that one. So, I may do the Sigma new mod. I don't know yet. But I also have these other couple things I ordered coming in. So, I don't know. We'll see. But that's all I got for you today. So until the next time. Oh, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. That way you're notified when I do upload. I am uploading pretty regularly. I'm kind of proud of myself. I'm getting on this. I want people to see how these shadows perform from a beginner's point of view. And then you get to see step by step without any kind of fancy lighting or tricks or anything like that, you know? Because I don't know nothing about nothing. I don't know nothing about the filters or any of that, you know what I mean? So hopefully they do help somewhat give you an idea of what you're going to get into or what the color story is going to be. But that's all I got for you, and I'll see you in my next one. And until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.